It's the world's favorite drink. But Coca-Cola's past is bubbling with secrets they never wanted you to know. In this video, we dive into the shocking origins of Coca-Cola, a drink with a past as fizzy as it is controversial. From cocaine-infused beginnings to corporate cover-ups and global backlash, its history is anything but refreshing. Get ready to uncover the secrets Coca-Cola never wanted you to know. Before we spill the secrets, make sure to subscribe, tap the bell, and hit that like. This is one story you won't want to miss a drop of. First, let's crack open the bottle on one of the most iconic and surprisingly controversial brands in history. Coca-Cola, a classic drink with a not-so-classic past. You know the name, you've seen the logo, and chances are you've tasted it. But the history of Coca-Cola is anything but ordinary. Today, it's a $260 billion empire found in over 200 countries, with 1.8 billion drinks consumed daily. In 2024, it ranked number 1, 94 on the Fortune 500 list, and it's still one of the most recognizable brands on Earth. But how did a pharmacy tonic become a global powerhouse? It all began in the late 1800s when Atlanta pharmacist John Stith Pemberton created a carbonated drink originally marketed as a patent medicine. The formula included 2 powerful ingredients: coca leaves, yes, as in cocaine, and cola nuts, a natural source of caffeine. It was meant to cure everything from headaches to fatigue, a far cry from the soda aisle we know today. In 1888, Pemberton sold the rights to Asa Griggs Candler, a businessman who saw the drink's real potential. Through sharp marketing, streetcar ads, and giveaways, Candler helped launch Coca-Cola into national fame, and eventually global domination. But Coca-Cola's biggest mystery? Its secret formula. Guarded so closely that only a few anonymous employees supposedly know the full recipe, it's become part of the brand's mythos and marketing gold. Today, the Coca-Cola company sells concentrate to licensed bottlers worldwide who mix it with water and sweeteners, like high-fructose corn syrup in North America, bottle it, and deliver it to nearly every corner of the world. Over the years, the brand has exploded into dozens of variations: Diet Coke, Coca-Cola Zero Sugar, Coke Cherry, and even coffee and lime-infused editions. From 1985 to 2009, they called it Coca-Cola Classic to distance themselves from the failed experiment known as New Coke. With 38 grams of sugar in every standard can, health debates are ongoing. But that hasn't slowed its success. Therefore, Coca-Cola is more than a drink. It's a story of innovation, addiction, secrecy, and cultural influence. A classic beverage, yes, but also a classic example of how marketing, mystery, and timing can create a global obsession. Now let's rewind the story to where it all began. Long before Coca-Cola was a global icon, it was just one man's remedy for pain. Coca-Cola's 19th century origins: a war wound, a patent medicine, and a billion-dollar idea before Coca-Cola became a global soft drink empire. It was born out of pain, addiction, and a desperate search for relief. John Stith Pemberton, a Confederate colonel wounded in the American Civil War, returned home with more than just battle scars. He was addicted to morphine. A trained pharmacist with a medical degree, Pemberton set out to create a less dangerous alternative to the drug that had taken hold of his life. In 1885, at his Eagle Drug and Chemical House in Columbus, Georgia, he introduced Pemberton's French wine Coca, a nerve tonic inspired by the popular French drink Vin Mariani. But Pemberton's formula had a unique twist. It added caffeine-rich African cola nuts, blending them with coca leaves, the original source of cocaine. The result? A stimulant-packed wine touted as a cure for everything from indigestion to impotence. But just 1 year later, a major change would force Pemberton's hand. In 1886, the city of Atlanta passed prohibition laws banning alcohol, so Pemberton pivoted. He removed the wine, kept the Coca and Cola, and launched a non-alcoholic version, Coca-Cola, branding it as the temperance drink. It hit shelves on May 8, 1886, at Jacob's Pharmacy in Atlanta, selling for just 5 cents a glass. The first advertisement ran weeks later, and by the end of that year, Coca-Cola was being promoted as a patent medicine, said to cure headaches, nerve problems, even morphine addiction. Soda fountains were booming at the time, as Americans believed carbonated water had medicinal benefits, making Coca-Cola an instant hit among drugstore patrons. But by 1888, things got complicated. There were now 3 competing versions of Coca-Cola on the market, each produced by a different business. Pemberton had entered a partnership with 4 Atlanta businessmen in early 1888, but the legal structure was murky. He also declared the name Coca-Cola belonged to his son, Charlie Pemberton, adding another layer of complexity. Enter Asa Griggs Candler, a young druggist with sharp instincts. Candler slowly began acquiring interest in Coca-Cola. According to later testimony, he made his first major move on April 14, 1888, purchasing a 1/3 stake in the formula from Charlie Pemberton, not John. The price? $50 down and $500 in 30 days. Candler then secured more shares 3 days later, edging closer to full control. Therefore, by the end of 1888, Candler had laid the foundation for what would become one of the most successful and secretive beverage empires in history. Though the ownership was contested and tangled in lawsuits for years, Candler's marketing genius and aggressive expansion would soon turn Coca-Cola from a backroom tonic into a brand known across the globe. Did you know? The first Coca-Cola coupon, believed to be the first in American marketing history, was issued in 1888, offering 1 free glass of the drink. By 1913, more than 8.5 million coupons had been redeemed. Let's move forward to the next chapter in this remarkable story. A sip that changed history. The story of Coca-Cola's bottling origins is far more compelling than you might expect, filled with bold decisions, unexpected turns, and a contract that would shape decades of beverage history. It all began on March 12, 1894, in Vicksburg, Mississippi, where Joseph A. Biedenharn, owner of the Biedenharn Candy Company, became the first person to bottle Coca-Cola. But the original containers weren't the iconic hobble-skirt bottles we know today. Instead, he used Hutchinson bottles, far removed from the sleek design born in 1915 that later became a global symbol. A few years later, 2 daring entrepreneurs from Chattanooga, Benjamin F. Thomas and Joseph B. Whitehead, approached Coca-Cola owner Asa Candler with a bold idea: to bottle the drink on a larger scale. Their pitch was so convincing that Candler signed over the bottling rights for just $1. But this move, which seemed minor at the time, would prove monumental. Candler never even collected his dollar, and by 1899, Chattanooga had become the birthplace of the first official Coca-Cola bottling plant. But this casual agreement turned out to be a legal thorn for the Coca-Cola Company in the decades that followed. Therefore, what began as a simple syrup sale evolved into a complex web of subcontracted bottlers, creating a parent bottler system that operated with remarkable autonomy. The contract had no end date and locked in a fixed bottle price of 5 cents, which remained unchanged from 1886 to 1959, a pricing decision that had long-lasting financial implications for the brand. Thus, what started with a simple idea in a candy shop and an underestimated handshake deal became a turning point in one of the most iconic corporate stories in American history. Meanwhile, Coca-Cola's influence was becoming increasingly visible in everyday life. In Fleeman's Pharmacy of Atlanta, claimed to be the first to install the stylish 1948 boat motor soda dispenser, Coca-Cola became more than a drink. It was an experience. The pharmacy had been serving Coca-Cola from a soda fountain since 1914, making it the longest-running commercial Coca-Cola soda fountain in existence until its closure in 1995, after 81 years. Then came another turning point. In 1955, Coca-Cola began appearing in cans, modernizing its delivery for a rapidly changing world. But not all change was driven by innovation. Some came from necessity. During the 1970s commodities boom, sugar prices soared, partly due to Soviet stockpiling and potential market manipulation. The Soviet Union, ironically, was also the world's largest sugar producer at the time. Therefore, in 1974, Coca-Cola made a crucial shift to high-fructose corn syrup, a move that would influence the taste and economics of soft drinks for decades. Then came one of the most controversial chapters in Coca-Cola's story. On April 23, 1985, the company introduced the world to New Coke, replacing the original formula. Initial taste tests suggested that consumers actually preferred the new flavor over both the original and rival Pepsi. But what the company underestimated was the immense emotional bond the public had with the original taste. Nostalgia quickly turned into backlash. Therefore, under immense pressure, Coca-Cola restored the original formula on July 10, 1985, branding it as Coca-Cola Classic. While New Coke was eventually rebranded as Coke 2 in 1992, it quietly faded into history, officially discontinued by 2002. Now, stepping into the 21st century, Coca-Cola wasn't just keeping pace, it was rewriting the rules of global branding. In 2005, the company made a symbolic return to Iraq after a 37-year absence, marking a powerful comeback in the Middle East. 2 years later in Canada, Coca-Cola quietly dropped the word classic, signaling confidence in its original formula. By 2011, classic was gone from all packaging worldwide, but the taste, beloved for generations, remained untouched. In 2009, a pricing dispute with Costco made headlines, leading to a brief halt in Coke product sales. Therefore, some stores turned to Mexican Coca-Cola, made with cane sugar, which loyal fans continued to seek out. That same year, Coca-Cola launched its popular 7.5-ounce mini can, followed by new bottle sizes and adjusted pricing to stay competitive and consumer-friendly. By 2012, Coca-Cola re-entered Myanmar after 60 years, opening a bottling plant in Yangon as part of a $200 million investment, while also pledging $5 billion in India by 2020, reaffirming its global ambitions. In 2021, Coca-Cola shifted focus toward the environment, rolling out 100% recycled plastic bottles in the US and vowing to recycle every bottle or can by 2030. But innovation didn't stop there. They also began testing paper bottles, aiming to balance sustainability with the unmistakable taste of Coca-Cola. Now let's take a quick, refreshing dive into the story behind the world's most iconic drink, Coca-Cola. Coca-Cola. More than just a drink, launched in 1886 as a medicinal tonic containing cocaine and caffeine, Coca-Cola has transformed into the global king of soft drinks. Its original formula? Still a closely guarded secret, locked in a high-security vault at the World of Coca-Cola Museum in Atlanta. Today's Coke is a fizzy mix of carbonated water, caffeine, caramel color, and natural flavorings, delivering that unmistakable taste we all know, with 39 grams of sugar in every can. The brand's impact stretches far beyond refreshment. Coca-Cola helped shape modern advertising, made Santa Claus jolly and red, and appeared in everything from Olympic ceremonies to space missions. Its contour bottle, designed to be recognized by touch, is a global design icon. With a flavor lineup that includes cherry, vanilla, coffee, and seasonal hits like spiced, Coca-Cola keeps things fresh. Limited editions, designer bottles, and wild collaborations, hello, Jack Daniels and Coke, keep fans guessing. But it's not without controversy, from plastic pollution to labor disputes. Still, Coca-Cola remains more than just a drink. It's a cultural symbol, a marketing masterpiece, and for many, a timeless taste of nostalgia. From secret formulas to global fame, Coca-Cola isn't just a drink. It's a story of innovation, influence, and irresistible fizz. Whether you sip it for the flavor or the nostalgia, one thing's clear. Coke's legacy is as bold as its taste. If this left you thirsty for more iconic stories, smash that like button, hit subscribe, ring the bell so you never miss a drop, and don't forget to share and comment below. We're just getting started.